And welcome back to yet another review by Zombill. In today's review, we're going to be taking a look at Gorge Vapors, which you can find right there. So you know how we roll, peeps. We're going to take a look at the website, get some pricing information. Then we're going to come back here and have ourselves a big 5-flavor vape session. So let's have ourselves a quick toot, and we'll be on our way. And welcome to the brief online tutorial for Gorge Vapors. Now let's check out the main website. You can find Gorge Vapors at www.gorgevapors.com. Now, of course, Gorge Vapors is the complete online web store for vaping. You can get anything you need to get started vaping, for a beginner or for an advanced user. But what we've come here for today is the e-liquid. Now, as you can see in front of us here, we've got a few different categories that we can choose from as far as e-liquid goes. You've got your premium dripping sauces, you've got your skull juice, you've got your Vape Host DIY favorites. Then you've got your tobaccos, your fruity vapes, your coffee and nuts. You're going to find that all of the tobacco flavors, the fruity vapes, the coffee, candy, and nuts, and the Vape Host DIY favorites are pretty much the same as far as pricing and as far as what you can get customized with them on. So we will take, for example, Chuck's Blend Bazooka Jane Bubblegum. Now with this, you can get Nic levels in 0, 3, 6, 8, 12, and 18. Your PG-VG is going to be 70-30, 60-40, 50-50, and a Max BG, which I highly recommend the Max BG. Starting off prices, 10 milliliters at $5. 30 milliliters at $12.75, 60 milliliters for $25.50, and the best option is, of course, 120 mils for $42. Now, the premium dripping sauces, they're your vanilla custards, which you can only get in 3 and 6. Those are going to be $15.99 for a 30 mil, I believe it's LPDE plastic bottle. And those are the kind that are just fine for any kind of liquid. Now, the Skull Juice Rolling Flask is a 30 mil glass bottle that only comes in a Nic Strength of 6 milligrams for $12.99. Now, there is one other thing that you can do on some of these, and that is a little thing called hammered, and that basically is like an additional flavor shot, which I highly recommend. So if you were to get butterscotch, you can hammer it by selecting yes, and of course it's an additional $1, I do believe. Yes, it is an additional $1. That will do it for the brief pricing tutorial on Gorge Vapors. Now, back to the review. Before I start, I must point out I did receive these free of charge for the purpose of conducting a review, but my opinion of the products will remain true, honest, and accurate as always. Okay, so let's have a look at this label here, peeps. So we see there's the Gorge Vapors, and there's the name of the liquid. You got gorgevapors.com, and you got your ratios down there. And off to the side, you got the Nic Strengths, and you got to keep out of reach of children and pets with an exclamation point. That's a good point. So we're going to start with Utterly Strawberry, and I've got that loaded up in my iGo L, which is Mega Microcoiled to 1.2 ohms. And I've got that on my Drizzt Owl, which is a variable voltage mod by a Polish mod maker named Drizzt, who quit making mods about 1.5 years ago. So we're going to fire this at about 5.5 volts. So Utterly Strawberry is basically like Nestle Quick, the strawberry version. Really milky, really creamy, very strawberry, very all-around delicious. I'm gonna give the flavor profile on this one. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. The throat hit, I'm gonna give that a mild, which is a 6 out of 10. And vapor production, I'm gonna give that a 9 out of 10 for consistency and plenty of it. Then we got New Lou's Sweet Buns. Now, New Lou is a host with VapeNet, and this there's several flavors on Gorge Vapors that are named after several of the hosts that are on VapeNet. The man that runs Gorge Vapors, Lance, he's a host at VapeNet also. So I've got New Lou Sweet Buns loaded up in my Smoke RDA, which I have on my iStick. And I've got this microcooled to about 1.2 ohms, and we're going to fire that at 20 watts. Now, New Lou Sweet Buns is primarily just a cinnamon bun. Very delicious cinnamon. You can definitely taste the cinnamon. It's not overpowering, but it is the dominant flavor. And you also get that sweet icing in there, along with the pastry of the actual cinnamon bun. I'm going to give the flavor profile on this one. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. And the throat hit, I'm going to give that a 6 out of 10. It's my mild. Vapor production, I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10 for consistency and plenty of it. Now next up we have Super Squirrel Juice, which I have loaded up in my Freak Show that I have. What the hell do I have that at? It's what the hell is that called? It's Razor Wire. That's right. I don't know why the hell I couldn't think of the name of it. So it's a dual razor wire coil that ohms out at about, I think it was about 2.5. Yeah, 2.5. No, 0.25 ohms, not 2.5. So 0.25 ohms. And it's on my Tesla Invader 2. Now, Super Squirrel Juice is it's a tobacco vape that has vanilla and nuts in it. Not so much. The nuts are there, but it's like a hint of nuts. Now maybe if this was to steep out a little bit longer, then I'd probably get more of a nut taste. But I can tell that it's there. And the vanilla comes through. Well, it comes through like tobacco comes first, and then you get a wave of vanilla, and you can taste the nuttiness through it, but just in hints. So I'm going to give a flavor profile on this one. I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. And the throat hit, I'm actually going to give that a 7 out of 10. I find that tobacco vapes are a little bit harsher than sweets or drinks, beverage vapes, you know, that sort of deal. So I have to go a step above my mild, which would be a 7 out of 10. And vapor production, I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10 for consistency and plenty of it. This next one here is called Butterscotch, and of course, it's been hammered. So, y'all know what time it is.
Hammer time!
I have that loaded up in my iGo M, which I have dual microcoil to about 0.4 ohms, and I have that on my 10-dow mod. Let's have vape. I can just hear MC Hammer going, oh, 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 hammer time. Stop, hammer time. Now, what can I say? This is a butterscotch through and true. It's like a Werther's butterscotch. If you steep this long enough, because I've had this before in the past, and anytime that I've ever gotten it, I like to order a big quantity of it. If you steep it long enough, it'll actually taste more like a butterscotch pudding, which is delectable. I'm going to give the flavor profile on this one a 10 out of 10. Very enjoyable, very all-day vape worthy. Throat hit on this, I got to give it a mild, which is my 6 out of 10. And the vapor production, I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10 for consistency and plenty of it. So the last one here is vanilla custard, but this is off of their premium dripping sauces line. At least I think that's what it is. I mean, I'll find out when I go through and do the online tutorial, which you've already seen, but I haven't done yet because that's how I do these. Now I have that loaded up in my Arctic tank, which has a 0.5 ohm coil head in it, and I have that on my Tesla 120 watt wooden box mod. We're going to fire this at 40 watts, which will give us 4.5 volts. The Arctic tank is really airy, but I didn't have a dripper that I could have used for this. I mean, I could have took the time to clean it up, but I said, yeah, I'll throw it in the Arctic tank. What the hell, you know? This vanilla custard because custards are my thing, it's a light custard. It's not heavy. It's lighter than the middle of the road, which is good. And it's a true custard. It's not like a sweetened down custard. You know, I've found plenty of sweetened down custards, and just like you vape on those, and it's like after a while you're kind of like, ugh. You know, this one here, you vape the hell out of this and not have to change it up. So it's definitely all day vape worthy. Now the flavor profile on it, I'm going to give it a 10 plus out of 10. The throat hit, I'm going to give a mild, which is 6 out of 10. And the vape production, I give that a 9 out of 10 for consistency and plenty of it. So there you have it, my peeps. That's 5 from GorgeVapors.com. You can also find them on Facebook. And you can also find them at VapeNet, which I should have some information coming on the screen down here somewhere about how to find VapeNet. So I got to give a big thank you to Lance for sending these on to me. Oh, what a privilege it is to do a review for such a fine company. This company takes real good care and consideration of their clients, and they are out to help smokers stop smoking, which vaping is all about. If we get down to the nitty-gritty, people, that's what vaping is. Getting off those stinkies. So, I hope you enjoyed the review. Please subscribe to my YouTube, and as always, my peeps and peepettes, big cloud shot. Happy vaping.